Hello there, and welcome back to TerraFirmaCraft. I hope you're having a wonderful day. The mod pack we're playing on, Series Firmacraft, has been updated. A lot of the little mods were out of date, and so they're now up to date. But a lot of the configs have been changed, and so I've been playing with it, trying to get everything back to how I like it. There may still be some changes that I've missed. We do have a... where is it? Resource pack. The Vexed Visuals. Unfortunately, something has been changed between Firmalight and Vexed. And one of the textures is broken. Actually, I think all the textures with regard to the Firmalight oven are broken, since the actual inside the oven doesn't look like the way it used to. So I think there may be a line of code that got mixed up somewhere. But that's not really a big deal. What is a big deal, however, is I can no longer use the torch to light my forges or my bloomery. I can use it to relight other torches, and I should... yeah, I can still use it to light my lamps. But I can't start the bloomery with it. So that means I'm going to have to start using a fire starter and work our way up to steel. Well, that's still quite a way away. So we can have a flint and steel. But something I wanted to test and then was actually confirmed for me in the comment section by Autoskip on my last episode is we throw one zinc and one loose andesite in. Oh, it actually worked that way. That should be enough to make 4 batches of andesite alloy. Wonder if I can do it again. Nah, doesn't get in far enough. I have to throw those from the top. But that means if we melted down our iron here into 3 ingots of cast iron in our forge, we could then toss the 3 ingots of cast iron in and then 3 charcoal and be able to get, well, 3 of the raw bloom. So that's a way to squeeze out more space in the bloomery. Since I was just looking at the configs, the bloomery can only support 3 levels tall. Or at least in this mod pack it can. I don't know if you can go... I know you can change into configs. I don't know what the configs are in base TerraFirmaCraft. If it's only 3. If it is, then yeah, you can do 8 ingots per chimney section, so you can do 24 ingots in one go. So since we can't use the torch to start up the bloomer anymore, let's use the fire starter. And now when that's done, I should have 4 more andesite alloy. Not that I need more at the moment, but, well, we're going to. And, well, I want to test this out anyway. Now, we're making up some burlap cloth. And you do the same thing you do to make silk cloth on the loom, only this takes 12 instead of 16. Silk or wool. And what we're doing this for is, I saw we can make a bundle. Now, if you haven't gotten a chance to use bundles in any modded series, they're actually pretty useful. See, a bundle can hold 64 items. So that means I can either hold okay, well, in this case, it's only going to let me hold 32. It can hold 1 stack of items. But that doesn't necessarily mean it can only hold 1 stack of one type of item. I'm going to take those out for a minute. we could grab some of our dye there. Maybe a little bit of this Renette. Grab some... What was that? A feather? Let's grab some dust or ash. How about fern? Some grass. Some leaves. You get the idea. You can hold all these different items in your inventory in one pouch. And then you can just click them to get them all out again. I got that from the Renette, I think. I don't know how to say it. Renette? I'm going to keep saying it wrong. I'm not going to apologize. But yeah, it's actually fairly useful, especially if you have limited inventory space and it's not all that expensive either. So we can toss this in our backpack, and when we're out and about, if we're picking up just say seeds, we can toss all the seeds in there, and you know, I could have 5 or 6 of 6 different types of seeds and only take up 1 inventory slot. And 15 minutes later or so, let's see what we got. Yep, we got 4 andesite alloy from that. So it does work exactly how I hoped. But we're gonna go test something slightly different now. If you watched Etho's TerraFirmaCraft series many years ago, the way he got his first ingots, not ingots, the way he first got his first nuggets was from, well, doing this. Doesn't work that way anymore. Not in the current version of TerraFirmaCraft. We open the book and we go to panning. So you have to make this recipe. It's pretty easy. However, this area here on the napping has to be blanked out, just like these squares. Once you do this, you need to find native ore deposits in the river. So gravel like this, if I can grab it, is no good. Thankfully, just up the way here, there is some. So let's go and I'll show you what it looks like. And there it is, if you can see it. That's a native gold deposit. We can use the pan, and if we can actually reach it without falling in, there we go. You what was that, right click to pick it up, then you need to stand in water to filter it. There we go. I got a small nugget of gold. I wonder. Yeah, you have to right click on a deposit like that. So now we can keep doing this and slowly, possibly, gather gold. You don't always get gold. As you saw, we just failed that time. But there is another way to do it instead of just panning. That's using a sluice. And if we look at the book, sluice recipe is pretty easy. 3 twigs and 3 lumber. I could have sworn I did it with the sticks that way and the lumber this way. Wonder if the recipe got changed. Either way, once you place it, it is a 2 block long item. But it's only 1 item. You have to place it, and this is where it's going to be difficult, because you need to place it so that the last block of water is running down over it. So you have to actually place it below sea level, and the water needs to be flowing over it. I don't have a good place to set it up right now. But now let's assume we have it placed. You're going to need to have water flowing to this last block, and it will flow down. And what you then do is, I'm swimming against the current, so it's a little more difficult. You'll take your native deposit and you'll toss it into the stream on top of the sluice, and the water will be flowing down and it will get stuck there. And over time, it will process itself, and when done, it will drop its ore at the bottom. So when I get a chance, I'll actually set this up properly to show you what it looks like, but at least you're informed as to how it works. I do need gold though. So let's just sort of chill around here and try to get gold. I think you can only get the small nuggets though. And nothing again. Let's keep that on. And there are different sort of drops you can get. You can get, well, nothing, like I've been getting. You can get loose stones of whatever gravel type we're using. So we're using andesite gravel. We can get loose andesite. Or you can actually get gems. And, well, there's a loose andesite. Curious if we'll get a gem before we use up all the deposit over here. Oh well, did not get any gems from that, and I believe we are out of gold. Oh, but there's copper over here. Well, that can wait till the spring. Ooh, I saw this on the configs when I was looking for looking at some of the settings, but they've added a bar to the bottom that shows how hot the item is. So you can tell at a glance how far along it is in, well, melting. There you go. Now we have 2 more gold ingots. I gotta find a place to store the sluice now because it counts as a very heavy object, which means it only stacks to 1 and it can't be placed in chests. So we're just going to toss it in here for now. Now, twice in the comment sections, it has been recommended to me to use either the millstone here or the crushing wheels to double my ore. And you can do this in auto TerraFirmaCraft. In serious FirmaCraft, the mod pack I'm on, you could not use the millstone to grind ore. Well, you see I can grind it down, but I make powder, which is only good to be made into dyes. Let's go back. Yeah, malachite powder. Yep, so we can only use the millstone to make dye. The crushing wheel could, prior to this last patch, be used to make crushed ore. As you can see, the recipes have now been disabled. If I can get crushed ore, I can turn it into ingots, but I can't crush ore in the crushing wheel anymore. Which I'm actually 100% fine with, as far as I'm concerned. TerraFirmaCraft, you know, this is a quote-unquote realistic mod pack, survival, difficult. It's all about the scarcity and resource collecting. In vanilla or a modded series where you can build an iron golem farm or have a pick with fortune 3 plus a crushing wheel and you can get 5 times your ore, it really doesn't matter if you can double your ore. In this mod pack, however, it's supposed to be a struggle to find ore, so I was not going to use the crushing wheel to double my ore. As of this last patch, for this mod pack, you cannot use the crushing wheel to double ore, so it's a moot point at this time. But as I said, it suits me fine. I wasn't going to anyway. But if you are playing on Auto TerraFirmaCraft, which is what Ilmango is playing on, you still can, as of the last time I checked. This mining adventure I'm going to show you in a moment has been, let's put it this way, chasing wild geese on the surface is probably easier. So we set our donkey up here because we found surface deposits of gold, and I decided to start mining. I found a cave, I go down, and my prospector pick, I'm looking around, and I find a large deposit here. So I start digging. And digging. And digging. And branching. And causing cave-ins. And I finally found some gold. Meanwhile, I'm down here. It's telling me there's a large sample this way. There's a very large sample that way. And then it's, oh wait, no, never mind. There's nothing down there. No. It's up here. Which, to be fair, is closer to where I got my first hit of from the prospector's pick, but anyway, we have gold, which is good because if we look at the different create stuff, I need to make the create goggles. Well, okay, I don't need to. I want to. Those goggles require a gold sheet. The wrench, which I do absolutely need, requires 3 gold sheets. So I need at least 8 ingots worth of gold just for these 2 items. Now, there's no way to get leaves. So I'll say, oh, look, I can make... Ooh. Do you notice something? That's no longer a blaze spawner. I wonder... Yep, okay, they've changed it. Since you can't get blaze in TerraFirmaCraft, in order to get this now, you have to put the basin over... Yeah, put over a forge. So that's actually kind of cool. Okay, back to this. We have an absolute ton of gold. I need a ton of gold. Oh yeah, and this is why I absolutely love the bundle. I can just, all that stuff would be taking up space, and it's not because of the bundle. Fortunately, I am completely out of inventory space now. I need to make a tool belt. It's going to be our next task, but I do need to make 1 wrought iron to do it. We have an iron bloom, so since I'm going to be melting down all the gold that we're mining now, I'll make the wrought iron. I should be able to make the wrought iron on the anvil, and then we will make ourselves this tool belt. So that's what we're going to do once we're done in here. So we're just working the iron bloom, and the first one was real easy. I just hit at the end, and it's the same for this one. And there we go. We have our first wrought iron. And we're just melting down all of our gold while we're also at it. Oh, that one's not full. Pulled out too early. And as I said, now we have our first raw iron. We're going to use it to make a tier 0 tool belt, which allows me to store 2 tools on that belt, and then we can start upgrading him for with the use of a belt pouch, which isn't that expensive but does take gold, so that's part of the reason why I'm doing all this. And we just have the vessel here as a emergency overflow, essentially. But since we're at it, we might as well smelt the hematite down into iron also. Or at least raw, not wrought, cast iron. So we can save space when we are tossing everything in the bloomery. And now we have some cast iron. What was that achievement? I can't believe it's not wrought. And let's see. Can make a double cast ingot. Can turn into a cast iron sheet, which I can then use to make pie pans. And pie pans you can use for firmer like food crafting. But was there any other uses? Not really, no. Not that I'm seeing, at least. But its best use is now we can toss these into here, along with only 3 charcoal instead of needing, well, to turn the 30 nuggets into these 3 ingots. I would have needed 30 coal, and well, 30 spaces. This only has 24. Now I can toss these 3 in with 3 and get 3 bloom and turn them into wrought iron. So it saves a lot of space, saves a lot of time. And I can stack them like everything else. And we got quite a lot of gold from that last little trip. And I just let my forge die out. I actually needed to still craft things with that, so I'm gonna have to go back to that in a few minutes. But while we got the free time, let's run up to our what's it called? This here, the sewing table. And we are going to make our belt. We need 3 sheets and 2 strips. And the sheets, the texture's changed since the last time I was over here, but that's not a big deal. All right, do those 3 sheets, 2 of those, swap that over, and now we have a tool belt, which means we can stick some tools that we don't use as often in there. I should be able to stick it. Yep. And now let's, oh, you can actually see them on my character. That's awesome. Open tool belt inventory is Shift B and swap tools is R. So Shift B. It's not what I thought it'd do. Ooh. Okay, and that's holding down R allows me to swap between the tools and place them back into their belt slot. And now if we want to upgrade the belt, we take the belt plus a pouch plus a string. And I said pouch takes a gold ingot. You know what? Let's go craft up a pouch or 2. Let's grab a whole bunch of gold. We're going to need some for making our sheets in a minute for our create accessories. I just pop in here. I'm going to need a few more sheets. Toss that in. Toss that in. Take the items out of my belt because I don't know what will happen if I leave them in. Upgrade that. Now I can hold 3 items. Upgrade 6 requires steel. Upgrade 2 looks like it needs at least a diamond tier. This was upgrade 1 can use bone. I don't think I can make another upgrade. I don't think I can upgrade it again without upgrading my needle. We can try quickly. Yep, I cannot apply another upgrade without upgrading my needle, which shouldn't be too hard, but we don't need it right now, so this stuff can wait. That's interesting. So there's this specific belt pouch right there, but I can also stick it on my belt using what is this, Curios? And back to the forge. Like I said, I let it burn out when I probably shouldn't have. We're just going to warm up some ingots. Let's swap this out. I don't think these take very long to get hot enough to work. That doesn't say. They melt at orange plus, so they should be by bright red, ready to be welded. I don't have enough flux. Now I do. And they got too hot. I didn't think I'd take that long to get the flux, but yeah, these are heating up real quick. Can work. Can weld. And just like that, we got glass. Okay. So I need string, which I left up here. Oh yes, it is now early spring, March 5th. I should probably start going out planting crops, though it is still technically snowing on this side of the house. But on this side of the house, it's rain. Oh, it's literally snowing only over my windows. Everywhere else, it's raining. That's silly. Oh, and it's dark. Okay, what was I saying? I need a stick, a cogwheel, string, glass. I got glass, I got string, got a stick, and I'm gonna need a full plank. Take this, take one of those. Got our crate goggles, and we got our wrench. Nice. Now we can go look at our... He's not supposed to be here. But the snow is finally melting. Okay, we'll worry about that in the morning. And I just replaced the water wheel. I had to place the take the wall out to place it down there. But 128 SUs. I think that's I think that means it's going the correct direction now. Let's just grab those, put my wall back in place. So I need to finish running the cogs and everything up to give the millstone power, but at least I know now that the water wheel is going in the correct direction. And I've started putting a roof over here. I think I'm going to turn this area here into an orchard. I've been saving up some tree saplings. And then I can start actually getting to work with my farm over here. I've got all my flowers set up for the bees, which are still not there, but, you know, low probability of bees entering. And yeah, looks like I'm ready to take advantage of springtime. Ah, the icicles are dripping now that it's here we go, above freezing. I said I was going to turn this area into a bit of an orchard, so let's do I don't know how much space to give each of these. Let's give them 3 on each side, so 3, 4, 5, 6 there. Right there. Okay, that's my olive grove. Let's put the apples on this side. Yeah, that look nice once they fully grow. They will take a while. 19 days for those guys, 23 for them, but they don't flower or produce fruit until fall. So just plant them now. They've got 6 months to grow up. But the cherries should actually be fruiting not too long from now. And it was definitely the snow that was preventing stuff from spawning. See all those stones behind me? See all these stones in my inventory? Yeah. I just picked all of them up, walked over there, picked up all of those stones, came back, and all these stones are back. I thought I was going crazy for a minute. I mean, to be fair, I probably am. But at least it's not the stones that are driving me crazy. Well, on the realization I am probably going crazy, we're going to end the episode here. I'm going to do something. I don't know what. And probably get started on my next episode. So, I hope you've enjoyed. I hope you have a wonderful day. And I'll see you next time. Later.